Warning, if you're not a fan of warm chocolate, cold ice cream, fresh berries, and dark rum, this video may not be for you. But if you are, stay tuned for my Epicurean romance, chocolate berries flambe for two. Hey there, I'm Chef John, and I'm a real-life working professional chef. And this is Cooking Class for the Working Class, Culinary 101.
Hey everybody, this is Chef John and welcome back to another episode of Cooking Class for the Working Class. Today we're going to be cooking with fires. I'm going to bring together a couple of classic flavors. We're going to real quick dessert, something that you usually get in a restaurant on table side, and you might think, oh my god, I could never do that at home. But some of the flavors we're going to be bringing together are a little bit of dark rum, some fresh berries, and of course some chocolate. Okay, we're going to be making fresh berries and chocolate flambe served with vanilla ice cream. So without any further ado, let's get this show on the road. Let's get flaming. So for today's berries and chocolate flambe, our mise en place is going to be some dark rum. We've got some chocolate syrup, some fresh strawberries, some brown sugar and butter, a little bit of cinnamon, some fresh blueberries, and some semi-sweet chocolate morsels. When all this comes together, it's going to be a chocolate paradise. So today's mise en place couldn't be really much easier. We're going to start off with some fresh berries, and we've got some beautiful, beautiful plump blueberries here we're going to be using. I've got some strawberries here. We've got some chocolate. These are semi-sweet morsels. And I just kind of use these as like a finisher to give just a little bit more body to the sauce. I've got some chocolate syrup, which is one of your basic chocolate syrups that we all use at home for chocolate milk. And I'll give you a hint, the company makes awesome kisses. Anyway, then we've also got some brown sugar, and this is whole butter. So you can use any kind of brown sugar that you like, either dark or light. For this dish, I really like a light brown sugar because all the color is going to be coming from the chocolate. So for the mise en place, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break out the heavy artillery. I've got my glove on, so I'm just going to mix this brown sugar together with the butter. And I like to wear a glove because the neater you work, the cleaner you work. The cleaner you work, the faster you work. So we want to try to, keep it as neat as we can as we go along. And all I'm doing is kind of mashing this together. Okay? And you can see why I like to wear the glove, because it's going to get all buttered up. And I also I kind of like that clean feeling on my hands of not being all greasy from whole butter. And all I'm doing is mixing this together. I'm kind of making a little paste with the brown sugar and the butter. And we're going to use this to sauté with, actually. And it's going to be unbelievable. Hey everybody, I'm interrupting this video to ask you all to please subscribe to my channel. And if you like me, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and give me a big like. Okay? Now, back to the cooking video. We're going to start this into a hot pan like we normally do. And as soon as the butter melts, you'll see, then we'll add the fresh berries to it. And I like to incorporate it pretty good. You can also just start with the butter in the pan and then add the brown sugar to it like that. But I know doing this table side or doing this for an exhibition or in the dining room, you need all the prep ahead of time that you can possibly get. So this is a perfectly acceptable method here of mixing it all together. And you can see that's looking pretty nice there. Alright, and that's all I did. I made a little paste out of it, okay? Alright. Next step, we're going to take my glove and I can just toss that away and boom, move on to the next step. So the strawberries I've already cleaned, as you can see. I just wanted to save a couple so I could show you just real quick. All I'm doing is taking the stem off, and I'm just going to cut these into quarters. Nice and simple. I've already rinsed these and patted them dry. Okay. And you can save some of these with the stems on if you like for garnish, but today I'm very fortunate to have some fresh mint leaves that we picked out of our garden. And we're going to be garnishing our plates with that. And we always like to have some kind of a garnish going on because presentation is what? Presentation is everything. Alright, so we're going to move right along and get over to the saute pan. Okay, just like any other cooking, first thing we did was got our pan hot. So I'm going to add this butter mixture right to the pan. You're going to see it's going to start to melt almost immediately. And I'm not going to put it all in, because that's actually a lot. And I'm going to be cooking this for 2 people, so I did about half that. I will have the measurements in the description for you. Now, you see how quick that got hot? So I'm going to kind of alternately take it on and off the fire. So I want all the butter to melt, number 1. All right, and you don't want it to just sit in the pan and melt like loose butter, like drawn butter. You want to kind of incorporate it with the sugar. So that's what I'm doing with the spatula. And this spatula, by the way, when you see one with this heavy-duty handle like this is what is called a high-temp spatula. This is able to handle the high temps of the saute pans, like for working omelet stations or what. All right, see how that's bubbling up? Now we're looking good already. What you want to see is that sugar just bubble up. Next thing, we're going to add our blueberries to that. Hear that? That's the sound of the Culinary Symphony. We're going to add our strawberries to that. Okay, we're just going to be cooking these. And again, all this is so far, it's a little bit of brown sugar and butter and fresh berries. So what can go wrong, right? So we're just going to let that saute a little bit. All right, and now the next thing we're going to do, look at that beautiful color. Next thing we're going to get ready, you don't want to really saute too much the fruits because they're going to cook down continuously. So all I'm doing is heating those up. Hear the sizzling? And I'm getting that sugar super, super hot. And that, when you hear that sizzling of sugar and you see it bubbling like that, that sugar is screaming hot. So you don't want to get, overcome your temptation to stick your finger in there and taste it. Because if you stick your finger in there, the only thing that's going to be screaming is you. Alright, so you see that bubbling, and that's where we're at. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the lights down a little bit. Alright, next thing, we're going to cook with fire, baby. So I've got my sugar and berry mixture just bubbling away. Next thing we're going to do is I'm always going to take the pan off the fire before you add the alcohol. Alright, I'm letting that get nice and very, very bubbly. I'm going to hit it with a little rum. I'm just going to heat that up. And then, for your very eyes, voila. And there we've got some flambe happening. And for a little extra pyro techniques, we got some cinnamon happening. Alright, look at that. Alright, now like I said, you can try this at home. Next thing I'm going to do, let that cook out, and what that's doing is cooking the alcohol off. I'm going to add my chocolate sauce to that, and put that back over the fire, and bring that back to a little boil. Okay, so after we've had our flaming show going on, I'm just going to add a little bit more of those fresh strawberries. Okay, because what happens is the berries cook down as the sauce starts to get hotter and hotter. And I'm just going to finish that with a little bit of the chocolate morsels. And you don't have to add the chocolate morsels. I just kind of do that as a little extra touch to give it just a little bit more body and texture to that sauce. Now, if you think for 1 second that doesn't look good, you're crazy. And of course, oh my God, chocolate paradise here with fresh berries all over it. So, without any further ado, it's going to be the fun part. The plate up. Okay, so now is the fun part, like I said, the plate up. So through the magic of YouTube, I just happen to have 2 plates of vanilla ice cream here ready to go. Like I said, this is going to be one of our Epicurean romance dishes. So I made this for 2 people. And all I'm going to do is ladle those berries and chocolate over that beautiful, beautiful ice cream. All right. And you might wonder why I used a white dish with the white ice cream, but you can see how that just pops right now. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of fresh mint. Let's do the next one. And a little touch of the berry mixture. And this is made to be eaten right away. And there we have Tonight's Epicurean romance dessert of fresh berries and chocolate flambe. Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed this episode of Epicurean Romance with our flambe dessert. It's a vanilla ice cream with strawberries and blueberries and chocolate flamed with dark rum. And as always, enjoy. And if you do enjoy it, give me a big thumbs up and like my channel, and then you'll have premieres of all the videos that are coming up and whatnot. And leave me a comment and let me know how you enjoyed everything. The recipe will be in the description, so take a look. Give it a try and let me know how you make out. So, until the future, eat well, be well, and God bless.